For more on McCutchen and Nimmo, we welcome in Daily News baseball columnist John Harper. And Harp, certainly on the surface, it appears odd that an extra outfielder would be untouchable when it comes to acquiring a former MVP. So why is Brandon Nimmo a deal breaker for Sandy Alderson?
Well, the Mets side of it would be that, look, they were going to take on $14.5 million in salary from McCutchen for 1 year of McCutchen. So you're not giving up much. And they do think Nimmo has some value, and Nimmo does have some value. But I understand where fans would be like, what? Come on. Because Nimmo represents a lot of what the Mets fans don't like right now. He was Sandy Alderson's first-round pick, hasn't developed as they'd hoped. And he's really, for a farm system that doesn't have a lot at the top levels, he kind of is symbolic of that. So, yeah, if it's me, I'm giving up Nimmo, even for 1 year, McCutchen, because I think this team still has a chance to win in 2018. They're built to win now before their pitching goes away and, Cespedes gets old, all that stuff.
All right, so Josh Harrison has seen Garrett Cole and Andrew McCutchen leave Pittsburgh. Now he wants out of the Pirates. Yankees and Mets need infield help. What if Pittsburgh calls the Mets and asks for Brandon Nimmo again for Harrison?
You got to send it. You got to send for Nimmo. For Harrison, because he's 3 years of control. He's a really good player, good defender. Look, I've been saying they should go sign Eduardo Nunez. You wouldn't have to give up anything. And maybe they'll still do that. They're comparable players if they really want to hang on to Nimmo. But you can get Harrison, I think. If Pirates really like Nimmo, I think you could be able to get him for that. In that case, you really have to do it.
And how about the Yankees? Do you see them making a play for him?
I think Harrison makes a lot of sense for the Yankees, too, because, yeah, if they don't go out and make this deal where they get Darvish somehow, and they do have some room to play with under the luxury tax threshold that they're so concerned about, you could add Harrison's salary and have a veteran at either second or third. He's flexible, going to play either one, and be comfortable going in next start the season, knowing you're not going to have to use Andujar and Torres both at those positions.
All right, now back to the Mets. You wrote on Tuesday about a recent conversation you had with Jacob deGrom. What were your biggest takeaways from that chat?
Well, besides the hair?
Yeah, that's right. No, besides.
I had to ask him right off the top. I said, Jake, come on, everybody wants to know about the hair. And he kind of laughed and said, hey, it's staying short. It's a lot easier to take care of short. So he's going with the short hair, which some fans might not appreciate. But more importantly, he really was kind of frustrated by last year. Felt like, he had a good year, finished 8th in the Cy Young voting, but he was very close to having just a brilliant year. Had maybe 5 or 6 really kind of bad starts that in some ways skewed his numbers. Raised his ERA, and if he feels like, and he felt like he got frustrated in some of those starts, tried to throw a fastball by people instead of using all his pitches. So he told me, he says, I want to win a Cy Young. I think I can win a Cy Young. That's my goal going into next year. He wants that to motivate him. And look, we've seen him at his best. If he can eliminate some of the bad starts, he could win a Cy Young.
All right, now back to the Yankees. As we mentioned, obviously Garrett Cole on his way to Houston. So where does that leave Brian Cashman now with Yu Darvish?
But, he said himself that to make it work, he's got to find a way to move somebody. Obviously, the obvious guy is Jacoby Ellsbury. Move some of that salary. He's not doing it unless he can stand under the luxury tax threshold they've all talked about. As much as he wants Darvish, I don't think it works unless you can. It's not clear exactly how much room they have, maybe $20 million or so, but he wants to leave room in July to make moves as well. So that makes it a little bit dicey as far as how much they can spend. But I don't think he's doing it unless he can find a way to trade Ellsbury. And right now, there don't seem to be any takers.
Well, Hart, we'll keep our eyes on the Yankees going after Yu Darvish because that obviously is a story that won't go away. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, Emmett.